It's the last episode of the year, Anyway. Ah, so welcome to the threesome, y'all. This is the podcast where the three of us try to talk about at least three topics each week. If you are a returning listener, thank you. If you're new, allow me to introduce us. Our point person and optimistic realist, she is known as Star.
Jingle bells, jingle bells.
Word.
That would be the optimistic realist child who is not so optimistic, apparently. And the center of our threesome and our voice of reason, he is known as Magic.
Yeah, fuck Christmas.
Wow. Wow, just nobody's in the spirit. Bringing up the rear as always, I identify as a pragmatic contrarian and they call me Storm. And I don't have a problem with Christmas. I mean, I'm a little bit over it at this point, which is, we're recording this on Christmas Eve. So I'm a little bit over Christmas at this point, but I don't have a problem with Christmas. I mean,
I hope all y'all's children enjoyed it. And you
yes.
miserable motherfuckers had a good drink. Bring on the new year.
I was going to say children of all ages. I hope
Nah.
you children of all ages enjoyed it.
Definitely an age where you should stop being a child.
I intend to enjoy my Christmas. I don't know what you talking about, but I intend to enjoy
We
my
grown.
Christmas.
People still buy you shit.
Well, the NBA has given me 5 games. The NFL has given me 2. So I would say, it's going to be a pretty good Christmas.
La, da, da, da.
I mean, the NFL always gives me a birthday present, so I wasn't expecting a Christmas gift this year, but I'm appreciative.
You know what? What happened to Rudolph in the second year?
Huh?
Because if the sky's not foggy, he's pretty much fucking useless. He goes back to being the scrub he was beforehand.
I'm sorry. He still is in the lead because just in case, I mean, it's still dark as shit.
Nah,
At
I think
midnight.
he's washed up and goes out like a child star.
Wow.
Anyway.
Wow. You really do hate Christmas.
Yes, I do. Passionately.
I mean,
What's your beef with Christmas?
Exactly.
Do we really want to bring down the happiness of this podcast?
Well, we're about to
sure.
Yeah, I mean, we were going to get into that anyway because Star, you wanted to talk about your worst Christmas gift ever, or
worst Christmas present, whatever. We're just such a joyful bunch. We gotta find some happiness and love in 2022.
Listen.
Like this is,
Send teddies.
2022.
I don't recall ever having a terrible Christmas. I just really don't.
Fucking rich kids.
Yeah, I haven't had a wash Christmas, like a total wash Christmas. Like,
Oh, wait for it.
you said,
Yeah.
wait.
Yeah, y'all can tell about your worst presents. Go for it.
No, I don't recall even getting a bad Christmas present because, I don't know. I can't recall a bad Christmas present. I can talk about a time. Well, I'll talk about that after Magic brings everybody down and I'll lift everybody back up. But
Okay.
But what was your worst Christmas present?
My worst Christmas present was I was probably about 21 or 22, something like that. And the person who I won't name names had a habit of giving out like cheap Christmas presents, but it wasn't just cheap Christmas presents. It was just like, let me find something around the house and and throw
Oh
Your
a
wow.
man's ain't
bow
even
on
go
it.
to the dollar store?
Did he?
Wow.
Well, hell, the dollar stores wasn't even around back then. This was like, that's like SS Kresge might have still been open.
Oh wow.
We talking
Ooh, that was a long.
2021. Like
I'm like, that is a
that's
long
like
time
30
ago.
years ago.
Yeah. I
So
haven't seen a Kresge. Oh, but I mean, I didn't live here. But I mean, I haven't seen a Kresge in like 40 years or longer.
yeah.
I was a little kid last time I saw a Kresge.
Yeah, no, we had Kresge up here since I've been an adult for sure.
Really?
Yeah, for sure. Cause I worked for him. Hell,
No, okay.
um, there was one out at Northland for a little minute.
Was there?
Hmm.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Well, just for context, for those who don't know, even when I moved here, there was no Kresge in Northland, and now all of Northland has been bulldozed. So,
yeah, except for Hudson's. Um,
did they leave that standing?
last time I saw,
Because I can't imagine why. Because I thought last, well, okay.
I
I
mean,
feel like last time I saw it, they had bulldozed the whole thing, but maybe I wasn't paying attention.
I don't check up on it daily, but last time
Yeah,
I
me
saw it, it
neither.
was still there. But
Me neither.
so yeah, this person had a habit of like regifting items he didn't want around our house or whatever.
Wow.
And I'll never forget getting she was so excited about it. She was like, I actually she was like, I actually made you guys present this year. This, that, and the other. So it was like, okay, we were kind of hopeful. Like, okay, well, at least it's probably not a dingy pot holder she tried to wash, but
Oh my God.
she
Whoa.
was terrible. So
I mean, wow.
what it was this was this latch hook rug. It was like this like 8x10 latch hook
Wow.
rug. Oh, it was like a Christmas sock on a latch hook rug.
Wow.
Mm.
And then, and then she didn't
Wow.
even have the decency to put backing on it. It was like still rough on the back, and
Oh
the
my.
the edges and stuff were
Aw.
were frayed.
Aw. But she made it herself. What's the thought that
When
counts?
people love you, but they on a budget.
Yeah. I mean, aw.
Oh hell, don't you ever, 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 no never.
Listen, the whole thing about it was, it's like you got us excited, and it's a Christmas spot. And you know
Wow.
what? The whole thing about it was is that she probably didn't even sit there and make that. Like she found that at some yard sale and was like,
Oh.
"Here you go, handmade."
Yeah, see, if she had made it, like even if it, sucked, I'd be like, "Aw." But that's how
Yeah,
I am. You know what I mean? Like I'm
That's why
real.
you feel like you've never gotten a bad present. Too damn nice.
That's probably why. Because yeah, anytime, see, like that's my love language. You know what I mean? So if you're just thinking, like if you think of me enough to give me a gift, I'm like, "Aw." like,
well,
"Aw."
no. See,
Like
here's the thing, and I'm not an ungrateful. I'm
no,
not
I'm
one of
not
those
saying
ungrateful
yeah,
people
I'm not saying you're ungrateful. I'm
because
just
I've
saying,
gotten some, let's just say lackluster presents, but but I was happy that they thought about me. And some people are just terrible gift buyers. I've really
that
realized
is
that,
true.
like,
Yeah.
um unless it's somebody who is like close to them, you know um
And even then
and then
sometimes, I
even
mean,
then,
yeah.
yeah, like some husbands or some wives are just terrible gift
I mean,
givers.
people, yeah, people in general. I mean, there are just a lot of people who just don't.
Yeah.
care that much. Like, well, you know how I am about giving gifts. Like, I stress out about
You
it.
put a
Like,
lot of thought
I
into
put
the
a
gift.
lot of thought into
Yeah.
gifts for people, and I recognize that not everybody is going to do that.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
yeah,
Some people is like, oh, I picked something up for you. You better be grateful. But you know what? And for the most part, it's like, oh, you thought about me. Okay, that's cool. Even though
yeah,
I might not like it, or whatever. It's just like the thought that counts. I care more about the fact
exactly.
that you thought about me.
That you thought about me, right?
So
And especially when it comes to, and it's weird because especially when it comes from somebody
you
who
don't expect it from.
yeah, I never expected to give me a gift. I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
like really,
Yeah.
like you were thinking about me. Like, how
You put me
fascinating is
on your
that?
list, huh?
Yeah, exactly. Like, like I feel honored when somebody thinks about me like that.
Yeah, me too. I do too.
So, Magic, um let's hear your tales of woe.
Mm-mm-mm.
Listen, so didn't I tell you you guys are coming through my computer like robots? It sounded
Uh-huh.
like
Yeah.
you called him Mad Dick. That's how it came.
I
I
might
mean,
have.
that's a whole different conversation, but
Yes.
I appreciate your computer's pervness. Um, so without getting into my whole history, I was originated in the hood. I moved to the suburbs for a while. Life was good. Went back to the hood at a fairly young age. Christmas has been whack ever since.
Hmm.
Fast forward to
Aw.
2009. My brother and his girlfriend at the time had a daughter sometime in October, and they were the next state over, so I didn't get to see them until Christmas Eve. And it was the first time I really like bought everybody presents, like even the we family, but nobody knows how type people. And everything was wrapped, and I went out there. And I'm not a baby dude like at all. So everybody's like, "You want to hold the baby?" I'm like, "Nah, I don't do that. I do like once they potty trained and can talk, we cool. Before that, I don't fuck around." Um, Christmas morning, I woke up to hearing my mother screaming and my brother crying, and we rushed to
Oh
the
no.
hospital, and I watched my niece die. Um,
Aw.
Silver lining, that's the day my wife at the time got pregnant with my oldest daughter. So, yeah, I don't really fuck with Christmas like that. It's whack to me.
Aw.
Oh,
Aw.
I'm sorry.
Aw. I know.
You ain't doing nothing. Just,
Yeah,
also,
I
high on the
mean,
list why I'm not religious. But anyway, side
oh,
note, that was the second one of my brother's children that died, and it's tough as
Wow.
fuck watching your big gangsta ass older brother standing
Break
outside of a
down.
hospital crying. Yeah.
I can imagine.
Yeah.
I don't wish that on my worst enemy.
Yeah.
Much less
Cause I
twice in
can,
one lifetime.
yeah, cause I can't. I cannot
That's ugh,
imagine what it's like to have to bury your child,
yeah.
like your baby. You know what I mean?
On New Year's Eve. Yeah,
Yeah,
that sucked.
Wow.
yeah. Um. Well, my one of my best Christmas memories, because I said I was going to bring everybody back up, so I will. Now, as easy as I am to buy for, my dad was notoriously difficult to buy for. Like, my dad was one of those people. Now, I don't want anyone to think that he was ever ungrateful, because whatever you got him, he was always grateful, and he would always be like, thank you, whatever. But you could always tell, you can tell when people are looking at a gift like, oh, okay, well, thank you, you know what I mean, or when they just genuinely like, so you know what I mean. So for as long as I can remember, and this may have been where my gift giving Zen started, but it was always like my goal to get my dad a gift that he was really going to love. You know what I mean? So I would, I'm one of those people like I'm lurking around trying to see what you need, what's useful to you, what's going to help you. And I always managed to get him gifts over the years that were useful to him and that, that he liked, but never anything that he was like overjoyed about until one year. Um, and it's so funny because it just happened that year that we were we were going we were going back to Texas for Christmas, and that was one of the last years I did that because I mean traveling with a child for Christmas is a whole pain in the ass that I
Hear
mean,
that, mom?
especially across country, that is a whole entire pain in the ass that I would not wish on anyone because you can't just take you and the child. You have to take like the entirety of Santa's sleigh because you don't want your child being the only one waking up on Christmas. Anyway, it's a thing. So I was like really frazzled, trying to get everything ready, and I was stressed out because I hadn't gotten my dad anything for Christmas. And
Aww.
like the night before we were going to leave, I said, well, let me stop at the store and see what they have. So I stopped real quick and I saw one of those, and this is not sponsored, but I saw one of those Leatherman multi-tools, the ones with, all the instruments in it. It has the knife and the and
Uh-huh.
everything.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. And it was in its own little leather pouch. So I was like, okay, well, I'm just going to get that for my dad. And it happened to be on clearance. So I didn't even spend that much money on it. Grabbed it, took it home, threw it in my bag. We went Christmas morning. My dad was always the last one to open his gifts because, again, he was not, super pumped about Christmas. He was like Magic, like just not super pumped about Christmas ever. So finally I made him open his gifts and I gave him that gift and he opened it. And he all the gifts he was opening, he was like, oh yeah, look at that, thank you. And so he opened that and he looked at it and he flipped it over and read it. And he said, huh, now that's all right.
Oh, that was
Now,
that was the approval.
now, anyone who knows my dad knows that was overjoyed for him.
Yeah.
Okay. And like, I felt vindicated. Like, I was like, yes, finally. And, okay, and the day my father passed away when he went into the hospital, like, my dad would carry that thing everywhere. And the day he passed away,
Oh.
that was in his effects from the hospital. Like he had that on the day he passed away. And so like I have it now and I carry it with me everywhere. So, and that's my little piece of my daddy.
Oh.
So there you go. Nice Christmas memory.
Yeah.
Cool.
I don't know about the ending, but yeah, I mean, I guess it was all cool.
I
I
mean,
want Daddy to still be here.
well, I do too.
Carry it
But,
around, right? Yeah, no, I got you. I got you.
but I mean, he is in a way
Yeah, sure.
because, you know,
Just like
and
my granny.
also, it comes full circle because my dad, again, was not the most affectionate person in the world,
Mm-hmm.
but my dad's love language was, I'm gonna make sure you're okay. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? So
yeah,
like
yeah.
His
I
motherfucking
would go to,
job.
so like every time I would go to visit, he would, like he would just give me random power tools, like here, I saw this in the store and I thought you might need a ratchet set. Here, take this back with you. You know what I mean?
Is that why you love
And
power tools now?
well, I love power tools because I used to, when my dad always had them and I always would like to, be around my dad. But yeah, my dad always gave me tools as, that was how he showed his affection, was to give me tools so that I could do things for myself, I guess. So, I don't know. I associate tools with my dad. So yeah, you're right. That might be why I love them so much. It might be. Huh, look at that. Breakthrough. Anyway.
You pay a therapist.
No.
Uh, but yeah, yeah, I don't have terribly bad Christmas memories, sorry. Um
I have fought a crackhead on Christmas Day too over $5 worth of product, but
Damn.
that's back
wow.
in my backsliding days.
Wow. I mean, it was Christmas. You couldn't let him have five. Mm.
No. Fuck you think this is?
It was Christmas.
I'm very against supporting adults. We know
Okay,
what
but it was
the transaction is here. Fuck up, man, please.
well, call it an investment.
In what?
I mean, it was Christmas. Crackhead $5 worth of product. It's not, the end of the
Nah,
world. Yeah,
Like, wow.
which by the way is why I would not make a good drug dealer.
man.
Because I be
Bet not
feeling
be
sorry for
35 cents short on my shit. Fuck out of here.
yeah, I be feeling sorry for people.
Oh,
Speaking
that's
of, I
not
saw a
good.
fat homeless person today. Fuck that
You did what?
I saw a fat homeless person today. How am I supposed to? No.
Well, first of all, bad food is cheaper than healthy food.
Right.
So
True.
I mean, you make a lot of judgments, but whatever.
Didn't get no money out of me.
You said what?
Mm.
Also, I saw
They
one of them little girls jingling the little bell with the red thing that you're supposed to donate to. And she was cute. I almost gave her money, but then she put on a Redskins mask, and I was like, yeah, I can't do it.
Yeah, I don't blame you. But look, I used to be a really soft touch about things like that. Like, people asking for money and
Move to Atlanta, it'll ruin you.
actually last time I was in Atlanta somebody tried to ask me for money. But here's the problem. Like I don't handle cash anymore. Like as soon as like debit cards became a thing, I I haven't really, like, I don't like cash because, well, okay, calling me a germaphobe is probably not accurate because it's not like I'm afraid of germs, but I just feel like why expose myself to them unnecessarily? You know what I
Oh,
mean?
okay.
So, I mean, and also cash is a pain because, I got to go to the bank and I don't like going to the bank. It's a whole thing. So I never have cash on me. So now I always feel bad when someone asks me for cash, or like when I'm going in the store and they're ringing the bell and I'm looking at them because they look at you like they're waiting for you to put something in the bucket, and I'm like, I don't have anything to put in the bucket because I don't carry cash on me. So I feel bad about that.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't like the idea of using totally, I mean, like, having electronic trail of everything that I do. Just of everything that I do. Um,
Word.
that's my noited self. Whatever, whatever. But there are still some things that I will go to the bank for and pay cash for. I don't know. I just don't like the idea of that. Well,
Well, I agree with you, but I feel like once we decided to carry an electronic tracker in our pockets, I mean, I mean, what are we doing? You know, like,
tracking where I'm going is invasive for sure. But then you have to know all of my business.
oh,
That
sweetie, the number.
extra, that bacon that I'm adding to my Whopper. I mean, like, why do you like?
Oh well, they don't care, but I mean, all the cameras that are everywhere. I mean, they could just pull the camera footage from Burger King and know exactly what's on your Whopper. So, I mean,
Yeah, I
I,
like to make it a little harder for them instead of just pulling
yeah,
up
I
some.
don't care. I
I
you know,
do.
I
I
figure.
forgot who said it, but it was anybody that's willing to give up freedom for security deserves neither one.
Anybody who's willing to give up freedom for what?
For
Security.
security. Um, yeah, I mean, I don't think that that's really it. Like I'm not giving up freedom for security because I think security is by and large a joke. I mean,
Huh?
a lot of people have a very false sense of security in this world.
Mm,
Uh, but um, yeah, I mean the the desire to not be surveilled. I mean, as far off the grid as you would have to be for that to happen. I mean, at some point in my life, I figured it. I decided it wasn't worth the effort. I mean, it just wasn't.
That's
But
how they get you, my sister.
well, okay. I mean, then I'm just God because yeah. I have to be very judicious about where I put my energy and um, yeah. I don't do cash. Um, Now I don't have a problem with anybody who does, but cash is just not something that uh, I'm like, why in the year of our Lord 2021, do I need to touch something and I don't know where it's been? I mean, it's a lot.
you know how much
Stripper's
shit
ass
we
crack.
touch that you don't know where it's been?
Yes, but do you know how nasty cash is
I
and
know how
money
nasty
in
cash
general?
is, and I also
Ugh.
know how nasty a whole bunch of other shit people don't think about is.
Yeah, but I don't touch those things either. Like, understand, I'm the person that will wipe my hands after I touch a doorknob. Like I don't do, y'all's cooties. Like I don't that's
Y'all's.
just yeah, that's not something that I'm like I'm perfectly
You, my
happy.
cuties, are delicious.
Did you say delicious?
Mm,
Yep.
anyway,
Ah, delicious
yeah,
cooties.
I'm perfectly happy in this pandemic for everybody to be walking around with masks. Like, nothing makes my heart happier than to not have to raw dog y'all's air. Honestly. But, you know. Anyway, off topic.
We.
So, Magic, you wanted to talk about your best memory for from this year?
Nah, I ain't gonna do best memories. It was more of a when we're older and grayer and the grandkids are asking about 2021. What are you gonna tell them about it?
I
Yeah.
probably will say I don't remember it like at all because I can't think of I'm trying to think I can't think of anything significant that happened this year.
Did a podcast for like a year.
Yeah, but that started last year, so that doesn't count.
Yeah, anniversaries are usually yearly.
Yeah, but I mean,
Can you
nobody
feel the
remembers like their
enthusiasm,
third
motherfuckers?
anniversary. They remember the wedding day. But yeah, I can't. Yeah, I can't really think of anything that was notable this year. Um, hmm. Yeah, I don't like it's one of those nondescript years for me.
Hmm.
Oh, um, I mean, it'd be the year the Matrix came back.
Did it?
Uh, yeah. Matter of fact,
Hmm.
I'm gonna watch it tonight when I stop talking to y'all.
I
Um,
seen a video game for it, but I didn't pay any attention. I didn't know there was another movie.
Uh-oh.
Tell him,
yeah,
girl.
that's because she didn't see the first one.
It's because she was born this year.
I know. Oh, well, there you go. There you go. She was born this year. That's what I'll remember. Is that my little niece was born this year.
Aww. Well, that's my 2021. Uh,
Yeah.
I got a grandbaby born this year.
Aw.
Good thing.
Yeah.
Yep.
Let's see. I'm gonna remember cops still shooting unarmed people in public, killing them all willy nilly.
No, well, that's every year.
Yeah, it's just amazing to me how this keeps happening.
Yeah.
Um, Pandemonium over a pandemic that kills less than 3% of people. Um,
3% of the population is actually a lot, but go ahead.
you stand a 20% chance of catching herpes if you fuck a new person.
Damn.
Herpes doesn't kill you, but go ahead.
I'd rather die of COVID than live with herpes.
Okay.
You gotta calculate the odds like you
I mean,
calculate them.
choices. Go
Yeah.
ahead.
Let's see what else happened. Oh, I got all the way divorced and got a new chick. It's cooler. That's cool. Um, Lovely ass daughters growing up so fast. So I think what else? I don't know. Another year down the drain. Hopefully, you motherfuckers went outside and actually did some shit off the internet. Other than listen to this, you should do that every week. It's cool.
Um, I go outside every day, several times a
Outside,
day.
outside, outside.
Yes, outside, outside, in the air, I breathe nature every day, multiple times a day. It's fun.
We had a
She actually
black
put
woman
on pants
president for
today.
like an hour.
I'm sorry. What'd you say, sir?
Oh, I was trying to figure out what she said. I said we had a black woman president for like an hour.
Oh, yeah, there was that. No, she said that I actually put on pants today. To which I say, I put on pants every day. I just don't keep them on for any length of time.
Mm.
Ow.
Sure. But yeah, I don't. I mean, I don't know. I'm always like, are you guys excited for the new year? Like, are you excited for 2022?
I
You,
am.
you
I
have
have to go
any?
back to working for myself purely because I don't like this sharing the cut shit.
Oh, well, I'm not in your business, so to speak. So I didn't even know you were sharing a cut.
Yes, I only own 3% of the company I work with or for right now, and whatever. I make way more money on my off days.
mm,
So you're going back into business for yourself. That's a good one.
Yeah. I'm concentrating more on health. We could go into the shit that we thought we were doing last year. which I did do a lot of. Like for the first, I think 5 months, I quit different things for a month. Like I quit drinking for a month, I quit video games for a month, I quit social media for a month. I don't remember what all they were. I did a lot of exercising, but I started off the year at like 205 pounds and ended at 235 pounds. So I think I'm gonna eat some more fruits and vegetables next year.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Starting that now. Drinking more water, eating more fruits and veggies.
I pretty
Hmm.
much only drink water or alcohol anyway, so that part's easy.
Is that what you're eating now,
Who?
Star?
Nope.
I was gonna say because that don't sound like no fruits and vegetables.
Next year.
How do you know I'm eating? That's terrible. I'm just snacking on a little something. Haven't
Because
eaten since I talked to you.
I can hear it.
That's terrible.
Why is it terrible?
Because it means I eat too loud.
Oh my goodness.
Oh
What, too
my
late?
goodness. What is wrong with you?
I mean, I really heard the rapper, and I mean, I can hear you. I mean, I can hear you eat, but I heard the rapper more than anything of whatever it was.
I have to check my audibles on my eating because like that annoys me. Like when I go out to eat with somebody and they
Well, I mean, it's not all that, but anyway. But yeah, I have to. I probably should get on a health kick in 2022. Um,
Live, people,
the
especially black people.
the thing about it is, I don't even know if I want to say that.
Keep it
When
real, son.
when I get into something, it's very easy for me to obsess about things. You know what I
mm-hmm,
mean?
mm-hmm.
Which,
This is news
well,
too. Maybe the world.
nobody. Exactly. So
But it's good
when
because you have a tendency to stick with stuff once you're in it.
well, I do, but I also tend to obsess about things. And so health is one thing that I don't want to have to be obsessed about, if that makes any sense.
Should be the
Because,
first damn thing you're obsessed about.
well, I mean, here's the thing. I am more or less an extremely healthy person. Um, as you know, just as a matter of course. I mean, last time I had what do they call that? A cardiac stress test. I had a cardiac stress test like 2 years ago, and the cardiologist was like, you know, your heart is, despite my anemia, he's like, your heart is like, better than probably 98% of the population. So, my lungs are good. I don't really have, any chronic disease or illness other than the anemia. So, I mean, my blood pressure is, annoyingly normal. I say annoying because it's annoying to the doctors. My cholesterol is low, you know. So there's really not been anything, other than my weight, that I really need to obsess about. And so I would just rather not. But I mean, 2022 might be the year that has to be my obsession.
Yeah, for me, I think that's one of the things that we share in common. Like, despite my bad habits, um, I am, I don't have high blood pressure or cholesterol. I don't have any of those issues. Um, but I am noticing some things that I'm pretty much figuring are a result of age and weight. So
Yeah.
it's it's at the beginning of these things, they're little hints right now, but in a minute they're gonna be picking up bullhorns like I told you. So
Yeah.
um I figure it's just better to do something about it now while it's sneezing before it's coughing.
Yeah, I mean, some of the things that I'm starting to feel don't have anything to do with diet. Well, I shouldn't say starting to feel because my back has been going bad for years.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so I probably should look into some kind of surgical option about that this year or this coming year. But other than that, I mean, I gotta say, I'm pretty, I mean, I have an ache and pain here and there, but other than my back and my neck is probably an issue too.
My neck and my
But
back. Sorry.
yeah, my neck,
I
my
couldn't help
back,
it.
my neck and my back. But other than that, I'm pretty healthy. Um, but yeah, that probably is something that I probably should obsess more about, and it's fascinating that I don't.
See,
And that's probably because I find it annoying. That's probably why.
Let's
for
all
me,
grow old, people. Let's all grow old.
for me, it's about starting, I guess starting small and then kind of rolling into it. So my goal is, 2 days out of the week to dedicate 2 days out of the week to begin with of like this day, no sugar, no BS, whatever. Just try to do something good for your body. Do two things good for your body, and hopefully those one of those two things will be physical activity outside of my normal everyday, and then the other is, you know, eat a big old salad, or whatever. I'm gonna start 2 days a week because I know if I do more than because my habits are so bad at this point. It's like if I just go cold turkey, something's gonna happen, like a stressor is gonna hit me, and it's just be like, give me all the cheesecake in the
Well, see, and that's a habit that I need to break.
world.
Like, me and cheesecake. Shout out to Petites down the street from you over there.
That I wish they would open back up. They've been closed almost
Yes,
a year.
yes, open back up
Is
because
it?
I don't know. I didn't even try.
I
I
don't need
haven't
to
even
know about
tried.
it.
But yeah, yeah, cheesecake is my kryptonite. Like, like that is my go-to. like cheesecake in my world makes everything better. If not just only for a short while.
for
And
me,
I really should get out of that.
for me, it's cookies and cream ice cream, like a good
Yeah.
one. Like, and I don't even eat ice cream that often. Like,
Yeah, me
if I
neither.
eat ice cream 4 times a year, yeah.
You're doing
Um,
something. Yeah.
but cookies and cream ice cream is like
Yeah.
everything's okay in the world. It's all
And
right.
honestly, that's how I am about cheesecake. Like I purposely don't eat a lot of it, it often because I know how I am. Like, if you think I'm going to have like one little sliver of cheesecake, ha, you got me all the way fucked up. Okay. When I need cheesecake, I need cheesecake.
Now, see,
So,
I use that as a joke, but I'm really not the cheesecake girl. I'm like,
yeah, I am.
um, does key lime pie count as cheesecake?
No.
Okay, so
No, sweet. Look at me. I'm
Yeah,
judging
it's
you.
got a
No,
vegetable. I mean, the
sweetie.
fruit.
No.
so I'm really not like I like cheesecake. Don't get me wrong. Like petites, shout out again to you. You should consider sponsorship. Um,
Right?
but
No, don't consider that because
oh,
that is not, I do not
we'll do
need
some
that
in
in my
kind,
life.
do some
Yeah.
in kind sponsorships and send some cheesecakes to the show.
No, I do not need that in my life. I'm telling you, because petites will have me on my 600-pound life.
No, but I love like they have a banana pudding cheesecake that's awesome.
There
Um,
is.
there's a couple of other. I think it's the strawberry margarita or something like that. Anyway, so cheesecake is not my my Achilles heel when it comes to eating healthy. I'm gonna tell you what mine's is. Mine's is like any kind of like pound cake or like lemon anything sugary. Like I've got this thing about lemon. Lemon bars, lemon cake, lemon pound cake, whatever. Um, but my biggest downfall is not even a sweet. It's bread. Like
Oh yeah, yeah,
Carbs.
carbs,
yeah,
yep. It's
yeah.
bread. Like uh
You and the Amazon have that in common. I remember she used to drag me. Now at the time, well, at the time, the only Popeyes that was there that was in El Paso. Well, wasn't technically in El Paso. It was on Fort Bliss. So
what's the restaurant?
Popeyes.
Um,
Yeah, and she used to love those biscuits, so she would drag me to Popeyes just so she could get a dozen biscuits.
listen, that's my daughter's addiction. Like I like Popeye's biscuits, I really do, but I
They're not the same.
no,
They're
they're
not the
not. They're
same
not.
like
I
they
mean, they're
used
still
to
decent
be.
with some red beans and rice, but they're
And
slacking on the pimping.
yeah, and it also depends on the Popeyes because
Yeah,
some of them I'm like, what are y'all doing?
yeah.
like these are not Popeyes biscuits, but then other Popeyes I'm like, oh yeah, okay.
Is Logan still around? I think they're closed, right? They're defunct. They're gone, right?
Roadhouse, the
Logan's.
yeah, I don't know. I haven't been in a long time, but
Logan's had the best rolls. Between them and Texas Roadhouse. And like I worked for Logan's for probably about 9 months.
I remember because that was the only time I think I ever been to Logan's was when
Listen,
you worked there.
you would have thought I would have been on the steaks in that place. And well, I wasn't even eating red meat at that time because, like, for a long time, I had cut red meat out of my diet. Um, but yeah, you would have thought I'd have been on the steak or the grilled chicken around there. Nope, it was the rolls. Like
Yeah,
the rolls were a whole problem with me working there.
yeah,
Thank you, Logans, for about 12 of these that are still on my hips. Appreciate it.
yeah. That place Meriwether's right there on Telegraph.
Who?
Meriwether's.
Oh, the teacup bread. And they're closed. You know
Yeah.
that, right?
No, well, no, I ain't been by there.
Yeah.
But yeah, they had really good bread, and it wasn't even so much the bread; it
It's
was
the
that,
butter.
yeah, that butter that they made that they would whip up that you would put on the bread. Oh my goodness!
I used to
Yeah.
work there too.
All right, enough fat girl talk. So
And
magic.
Yeah, this whole conversation sounded like diabetes.
for you fellow
Uh,
bread lovers that feel us, let us know.
so magic. So you're gonna focus on your diet in 2022. Is there anything else that you are going to focus on?
I'm gonna stick to cardio. I don't really need to push ups and sit ups like that.
Okay. What do you do for cardio? Are you a
Just jogging.
jogger?
Yeah.
You jog around the
Sex
neighborhood
count?
or
Yeah. I don't do gyms.
okay.
You say the sex count. I'm gonna die if that's the case. If that's the only cardio I get, gee,
You are in control.
huh?
Said you are in control.
I know. I'm not finding any worthy suitors or whatever
Yeah, they're
potentials.
yeah. You
It's
have to
like
go
I look
looking on
at
the
them and it's
block.
like, ooh, and then they open
They
their
talk.
mouths and it's like,
Yes.
I
Absolutely.
gotta get out of my head. That's all. Like,
Yeah.
have to start slapping some duct tape or a muzzle on these motherfuckers. Don't talk. That's
Yeah.
terrible. That's terrible.
Well, I don't think it's terrible because I feel
It's
the exact
truthful.
same way.
It is terrible, but it's truthful.
Yeah. I mean,
Like this dude. So I know this is totally off subject, but this dude texted me last night. I think I've known him all of like 4 days, so he sent me his little dick pic, and I was like,
you say that like as one does.
"Cause That seems to be the
Anytime you
thing.
throw little in it, you just kill the man's ego.
I mean, here's the thing, right? So I won't say it is little, but I don't know if I'd be shipping that thing off after knowing somebody for 4 days as some sort of enticement to come there. I mean, whatever. So anyway,
Right. I'm like, what do y'all think that really does for? I mean, I just don't understand.
I
For
just
those that
whatever.
are out the dating pool like that, what's the time limit between meeting and sending dick pics?
What?
What's the rules? Like, how long are you supposed to wait after meeting to send dick pics?
I mean,
Listen, I'm this person, and I'm not prudish, but dick pics for me, they're purely somebody that all you're interested in is fucking them, and then that's fine. Okay. But if you're like genuinely interested in getting to know this person, I think dick
that
pics a
kills it.
little early kind of kills
Yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah. Well, see
Like once
me.
we've already started having sex and it's like, what time you get off? Bing. And I was like, oh, I'm about to check out 15 minutes early. I'm on my way. You know what I
Oh, so
Yeah,
you want to be surprised by the dick?
I would rather that because I mostly regard dick pics as entertainment. Honestly, so yeah, I'm with her. Like, if I'm trying to get to know you and you just fire one off unsolicited, because I mean, I might be curious, but if it's unsolicited, yeah, that's probably just gonna kill it.
I
Because
Y'all are
mean,
confusing, but continue the story.
no, 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 no. Again, if all we doing is screwing, then okay, send your dick pics. Okay. But if it's somebody that you're getting to know before, like having sex or whatever, that dick pic too early is, I don't know. Because it kind of suggests that that's all that's on his mind. So it's like,
okay, also, and it must
Sometimes
be
you got to
said,
go with your strengths. But go ahead.
you say his
also,
strengths.
also, if you're sending me a pic, I'm judging the whole thing. Okay, so
You
if
said if you
you're
send me a
taking,
pic, what?
I'm judging the entire thing. So if you're taking this,
Ambiance.
so if you're taking said pic in your
Clean up
bathroom
your
mirror,
room, clean up your car.
wash your damn bathroom mirror.
Don't
Okay,
let your
Who's
dick be
clean
sending dick
ashy.
pics from the car?
clean up your bathroom
Oh, I'll clean up
counters.
you.
Clean up your room. Okay. Also,
Put some lotion on that motherfucker. Mow it.
if
Nah, I'm good for an
it,
ashy dick pic. Anyway,
if you don't have a bed
moisten it,
frame,
goddammit.
I wouldn't send a dick pic from your bedroom. Like, don't do that.
Okay, who's zoomed out that far?
You would be surprised at the you'd be surprised. And it's not even that they're zoomed out that far all the time. It's that people need to, like, okay, I'm gonna put on, I'm gonna pretend to be Star for a minute. People need to worry about like the angles that they're shooting at sometimes. Because sometimes angles are everything.
I mean, I'm a little more forgiving on the angle thing because I know everybody ain't a photographer, but that whole thing with the background, yeah, handle that. Put some
That's what
lotion
I'm
on your
saying.
shit. Handle that.
Yeah.
Um,
Ashy dick gang.
and I don't know. I've received a couple of dick pics of guys like doing like in a car, and again, if I know you and we're dating and we're doing whatever, that's one thing. But for that to be the initial pick, it almost just sounds like you creepy. All I have is visions of you out at the park with your shit whipped
Right.
out. Like I don't know.
I'm with you. It is a little weird, but
To be in the
whatever.
car, you holding your shit and it hits the center with the steering wheel, and it's like you're in the car though. It's the middle of the day. What are you doing?
Ladies, if you want to be driving down the street and happen to whip titties out, I'm all good with it.
Dudes are not that particular about the background.
Yeah. Y'all don't care about staging a photo, I suppose.
Not much.
I mean, at the end of the day, if it's a nice enough one, I don't really care. It's like,
Well, I mean, again, yeah. I mean, and some of y'all, y'all. I
use some
appreciate
dressing
them.
up.
No, I mean, some of them. Hey, I'm like, hey, nice shot or whatnot. But some of y'all really got to look at your lives and be like, okay,
Yeah. Again, put some lotion on it.
yeah.
Baby oil.
Why are you showing offline?
I don't know. I can't even hear her anymore, but I could see the meters jumping.
I can hear her, but it's showing offline.
Yeah, it went off for a second and came right back on for me, but
Huh.
You can't hear
we
me?
done. We an hour into this motherfucker.
He can't hear you. I can hear you. But yeah, your line isn't jumping on mine. He says the line is jumping on his screen, so let's hope.
My line hasn't been jumping on my screen the
Is that a
whole
wrap?
broadcast.
Yeah, well, it says you're offline. But anyway, we're going to wrap it up. So, anyway, Happy New Year,
You
because
lying motherfuckers.
we're off next week. So, Happy New Year to everybody who's listening.
Happy
New Year's
holidays,
Eve,
happy
Friday. Yeah, I'm gonna be in the
Kwanzaa,
streets.
happy Hanukkah, happy holidays, happy New Year 2022. We'll see you
Isn't
next
Hanukkah
year.
over with?
What?
Fuck if I know. I'm broke.
Yeah, Hanukkah started in November this year. Like, it started mad early. It was weird.
Yeah,
How's Kwanzaa going?
Kwanzaa doesn't get here until the day after tomorrow, I think.
I know.
Niggas got
But anyway,
CP time on everything.
on it, right? Anyway, wrap us up, Magic.
If you like the show, tell a friend, tell a foe, tell a hoe. And if you don't, tell everybody you know. It is the Threesome Podcast on Facebook and Instagram, the Threesome Pod on Twitter. Quick reminder, even though it's late, sex is not a gift. Nudes are. React accordingly.
My sex is a gift.
Yeah, sex is not a gift. Take your ass to the stove. Get somebody something thoughtful.
What?
Okay. I mean, you want this T-shirt or you want this blowjob? I mean, I'm just saying. But my sex
Why can't
is
it
a
be
gift.
both?
Well, because times are hard. And you're not that important. Anyway.
Respect your worth, King.
Yeah. Pennies. Anyway, bye y'all.
Night.
Say bye, Star.
Merry Christmas.
Bye.